Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. It's Carolyne Rodrigues coming to you live from Collingwood, Ontario. So here we are, brand new month, brand new, weather. I'm freezing. I'm in my office. I'm freezing. It's June the 3rd. And so we're praying for warm weather, right, Casey? I know I got a message from Casey saying that it's 45 degrees where you are. Well, so what we focus on expands and grows. So we're not going to focus on that, right? Hey, Charlene, how are you? I hope it's warmer wherever you are. I know I've only golfed like twice, you guys, and that's a big deal for me because my life revolves around working out and golf. So good morning, as we're waiting for a few people to join us. Please share with me where you are coming to this live from. Where are you tuning in from? Is it Ontario? Is it Florida? All my Florida friends are complaining about the heat there. Anyhow, you guys, today I'm going to jump in and talk to you about something that's been on my mind that as I've chatted with a few people, and they're kind of like, Carolyne, I'm in a place where I'm stuck. So I wanted to chat with you about what we do when we're faced with a plateau and we just don't see a way out. So I'm just going to read you this quote. It says the author is unknown. So breakdowns can create breakthroughs. Things fall apart, which means they can also fall back together. So some of you may have hit a stall in a personal relationship, maybe your business, maybe your golf game. I know that's happened to me before, so pardon me, some messages coming in here. It may be in your bank account, it may be in your investments, it may be in your health. And that's one area that I hear a lot of people talk about, you know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and it's not working. So it's what I do when you're faced with what may appear to be a place where you believe you're stuck. So what I do know is that life is full of contrast, and that's what gives us the appreciation for all the good that we sometimes can't see. And it's just knowing that facing and dealing with setbacks is just a part of life, right? Because I know life would be pretty boring if everything worked out according to plan and there were no obstacles and there were no ups and downs. And so it's the contrasts in life that really make us appreciate the beauty in life. So, and I know for a lot of people who work, and they think they're just ready to launch, and then something happens and boom, you know, like the house falls down, right? So literally, so we can choose to find something good in our setbacks. It all depends where your focus is. So I just wrote out these 5 steps that will possibly help you break through the plateau that you're at, or break through the place where you believe you're stuck and that you can't see a way out. So the first thing I do, and I offer to people, is to acknowledge it, right? Acknowledge and recognize what the issue is. Because without acknowledging it, there's no way of beginning that transformation. Because the setback is a realization that, okay, I have the opportunity to learn and grow from this. I have the opportunity to become a different person. And I know it's the setbacks in my life that have helped me to grow. So acknowledging that in those tough times that, you know, miracle transformations can happen, and there's flourish. There's good things on the other side of it, because all of us are capable of doing amazing things, right? So a lot of people I work with, their biggest issue is all around their weight, right? So imagine, so if we take just that weight loss thing, right? I've tried every diet in the book. Nothing is working, because that's where your mindset is. So acknowledging that I tried this isn't working, I'm going to try that. So on your way to being where you want to be, you're going to go through discovering things. Hey, Russell, good morning. Discovering things that are going to work for you. So acknowledging that, as I meant through, acknowledging that there are going to be tough times in your life on your way to the good times. Okay. Number 1, acknowledge. Number 2 is eliminating blame, right? things just happen in life, you guys. It's how you choose to move forward that will cause growth. And I think for a lot of people is we want, we got to get that focus off of, oh, it can't be me. It has to be somebody else's fault that this is happening, right? So in relationships, right, things aren't working in your relationships. We get defensive. We got to cast blame on the other person. Well, you didn't do this. So I like to start my statements with, this is how I feel. This is how this is affecting me. And when I say eliminate blame, stop. Okay, I don't even want to use that word, stop. Eliminating blame for me is acknowledging what was my part in that role, right? So if you had an argument with your spouse, what was my part in it? If there is a breakdown in a relationship, what was my part in it? Because it takes two people to create a scenario, a situation that doesn't work, right? It's never one-sided. So if there's an issue with your bank account, you gotta acknowledge, where am I spending the money that perhaps I shouldn't be? Am I aware of my spending habits, right? If it's your health, eliminate the blame in terms of, gosh, people say to me, well, I have this weight issue. Well, I just want to be, maybe a little bit too brutally honest here. The weight doesn't come on because we think about it. The weight comes on for different reasons. Maybe you have a health issue that you got to get a handle on. For me, I know it was my hormones. It's like I was lacking zinc. So you explore what are some of the issues that are causing it before I just blame, oh, it's the food, it's the whatever, it's what I put in my mouth sometimes that causes the weight to come on. So you want to acknowledge it. You want to, take responsibility. That's a better word, right? Take responsibility for what I'm doing to create that. Okay, number 3 is to give yourself time. Right? Whatever it is, wherever you are, it took some time for you to get to that place. Right? So people who put on weight, I say, what have you been doing for the last year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? Did the weight come on in like 30 days? No, it came on over a period of time. So you got to give yourself the gift of time to make that change, right? If your bank account is in a place where, oh my goodness, I look at it and all I see is, money going out, money isn't coming in, then you want to take a look at over what period of time did that happen, right? So work on improving it in increments of time. So if something took you a year where this happened, you have to give yourself the opportunity to course correct, right? And sometimes it requires looking at your patience factor, or should I say impatience factor, because I know when something isn't working, I just gotta fix it, right? I want to change it right away. So give yourself that gift of time in terms of, how long did it take me to get into this position? And then what am I going to do to make the changes to get out of that, right? And for me, because I coach so many people with their weight, it's getting them to acknowledge that it's going to take some time and stop looking around what everybody else is doing, because you have no idea what they have done in the past to create that success, right? Hey, beautiful Lynn, nice to see you here. So sometimes you just have to take a step back. Take a step back from the struggle and just let things settle. That's giving yourself the gift of time, right? Okay, number 4, this is one that's difficult for a lot of people, including myself, and that is stepping out of your comfort zone, right? So when we're trying to break through a plateau, it's because we've settled into something that's comfortable and it's no longer working. So sometimes you got to look around and say, what do I need to change, right? And when I'm in a sort of a settling factor, I know that my creativity gets stalled. I get bored. So what I do is I look around to see who's doing what I want to do, who's creating success around an area that I want to create success in, whether it's in my business, whether it's in my relationships, whether it's in my personal growth. Many of you know that I do speaking, and that's been a big deal for me, because I know people look at me and go, oh, Carolyne, that's easy for you. No, I was never one that was comfortable with walking to the front of the room or walking onto a stage and speaking. I was petrified of doing that, and I know a lot of people are, but I got some advice from people who came before me that did that. And so what is it that, wherever it is you are, in your money, in your relationships, in your business, where are you settled, and what one action step can you take to move yourself out of that comfort zone, right? So if I want my bank account to grow, maybe I gotta go meet with somebody who is a professional around money management, right? Maybe if I want my health to flourish, I gotta meet with somebody who, I just posted last night a gentleman in our business, not in my business particularly, but in our company, who he was 384 pounds and he's now 184. So how do you go from that, losing 200 pounds? Well, as I said, acknowledging it, giving yourself the time, stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something that you haven't done before. And so that's for some people, it's a very scary place, right? So get yourself a mentor. Oh, my mom just joined. Hey, Mom. So focus on the bigger picture. Hey, Linda, nice to see you here. Oh, my old friend's coming on. So, guys, I'm 3/4 away into my Facebook Live talking about how to break through a plateau, right? So I know I look around, as I mentioned, I look around for people that I admire that are doing whatever it is that I believe I want to do, what I believe I want to do. They're doing what I want to do, and look to them for an example of what one thing I can change. And I'll tell you guys, when my weight started to I don't want to use a balloon. When my weight started to increase, I looked around at the people who were at a place where I wanted to be, right? And hey, thank you, Barbie Lee. You're so sweet. So I thought, okay, I know this is where she was. And now, oh my goodness, 3 months later, this is where she is. What is she doing? That's how I got involved in the current company that I'm with, right? Follow the people who have created success in achieving what you want to achieve, right? All right, so I wrote some notes here. Yeah, focus on the biggest picture and take one action step. So when you're looking around today, what is the one thing that you're going to commit to? And that's not just doing it today and not tomorrow. When you look at Rory, that took him a year to create that change of releasing over 200 pounds. It's probably actually a little bit longer than a year that he did that, right? So it took him a year to release 100 pounds. So what one action step, because here's what I know, the compound factor is this: the small things that you do each and every day, and they're sometimes very boring, compounded over time will give you a big result. So one thing that you're going to change and that you're going to commit to doing to help you break through that plateau that you believe you're in, right? And the other thing I wanted to share with you is some people are what I call the Lone Ranger. You're just trying to figure everything out ourselves. And because that's your comfort zone. You don't want anybody to know that you're in a place where someone's going to judge you because of where you're at, right? And I know that when I'm open and when I'm vulnerable, the answers come to me, right? When I surrender, people, you know me, I'm a Christian woman. I surrender my troubles to the man upstairs. And I say, take it to the throne, not the phone. Because, that's just who I am, right? So believe in a higher power. Sometimes it's surrendering the struggle and knowing that you're not alone. And the last thing I want, and I always, I bring this into a lot of things that I talk to you guys about, and that's gratitude. So we're all at some point in our life going to be faced with a setback or a breakdown. But we can overcome them if we see that as part of a bigger picture, a rich life, and commit to finishing what we started. So many of us, including myself, have a start-stop attitude to life, and we get stuck in the trenches and we don't have anybody to help pull us out of the rabbit hole. So that's why having your love posse helps, because they know what you're going through, and when one person is going into the rabbit hole, somebody else is there to pull you out, right? So surround yourself with the people who are going to stand for you. Be grateful that you're having these setbacks, because those are the contrasts in life that help you appreciate what a gorgeous life you have. And we can be thankful, even in the breakdowns, we can be thankful for what we have, right? So remember that this setback won't stop you from being who you want to be and doing what you want to do, because so many of us are in a hurry to get from point A to point B. We're in a hurry to get over this. We're the instant results generation. Show me now. And it may require that you have to just take a breath. You have to just pause and let things settle. And in that quiet time, the answers will come to you. In your ability to be grateful for when things don't work out, the answers will come to you, right? And I know I'm guilty of that impatience. I'm impatient. I want the solution today. So what I'm learning to do when I am going through a plateau or settling or a breakdown is to just pause and to remember and to look around and see all of the good things in my life. Remember the people in my life that I'm grateful for, like Miss Barbie Lee. Thank you for that beautiful post, right? And keep the faith that, there are going to be setbacks, breakdowns, but as one of my favorite mentors that I listen to, Joel Osteen, says that, in the setback, there's going to be a comeback, right? When you find that place of peace and surrender, the answers are going to come. So, and give yourself, as I said, that time to push you through whatever it is that you desire, knowing that you deserve it. So thank you, Barbie Lee. Thank you for that. You are also a light, and we feed off of each other, right? So surround yourself with some positive people today. Look at where you're at on the way to where you want to be, and know that you have everything it takes to break through that plateau. So thanks for tuning in, you guys. If you're listening to this in replay time, #replay. And I always love to know, what are you getting, from these little talks that you spend, I don't know, minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 15 minutes with me. Love to know and get your feedback. And if this has been something that's helped you, and other people that could use this message, and you're in a group, feel free to share it there, and jump on my website. I'm redoing my website, CarolynRodrigues.com. So my first name is spelled with an E, Carolyne, and my last name is spelled with an S, Rodrigues. So CarolynRodrigues.com, and I'm going to be posting a lot of these messages under the blog section of my website. So feel free to use them to your benefit and to anybody else that you know of could benefit from this message. So have a magical Monday. I'll be back here next week. Bye-bye, everyone.